before we do this, let's go over the ground rules. Rule number 1. No touching of the hair or face. Of course. And that's it!
You're listening to Off the Wall Radio with Big Al and HQ. A show about nothing. We got a lot of shit to say.
It's the 9th of January, 2013, and Big Al and I are absolutely pumped about the weather forecast for this weekend for the Mid-Michigan area.
That's a fucking lie that we're pumped about it.
Degrees. 55 they're calling for Saturday. Well, you're not. I'm sorry. That's right, because you're going skiing.
Exactly. I'm going to northern Michigan to do some skiing.
Yeah, where to?
To Nubs Knob. To Nubs Knob and Boyne Highlands. We're going to hit both resorts over the weekend. I promised Ginger Z of Good Morning America that I was going to deliver her some fucking amazing pictures of northern Michigan.
Of melted snow.
And yeah, I got to deliver some pictures, and that's the part that's going to piss me off is I'm going to have to look hard for some good pictures to get out to her.
Yes, you are, because if that weather now, what's it supposed to be like up there?
Well, they keep changing what it's going to be, because earlier they were saying it was going to be rain on Saturday, but now they're saying no rain, but still we're talking 40s. 40s,
yeah, well.
Upper 40s, maybe low 50s, which, I mean, there's going to be a big enough base I can still ski it. I got to pull out a different pair of skis for it. And that's no big deal, but
going to get a little sloppy, isn't it?
It is. As a matter of fact, yeah, I was talking to my dad, and he's got a pair of skis that I'm going to use for this excursion, more of a powder type ski. But
shit, man, when was the last time you were able to ski in a t-shirt?
I remember exactly last time I skied in a t-shirt. That was that was 1999. No. I lie. It was 2000. It was March of 2000 at Boyne Mountain. Is the last.
I really give a shit.
That's
anyway.
Last time I skied in t-shirt.
But if it's 50 in the 50s up there, do you think you'll go in a t-shirt this time?
Absolutely not. I mean, t-shirt. No? That's still too cold, man. You're going down the hill and everything. I don't need my jacket. You know, but t-shirt, that's stupid.
So we have your farmer bibble overalls and your mock turtleneck ski sweater and your goggles and your G-suit and your leggings. Do you wear leggings when you ski?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I do.
The tight ones?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. They're tight as hell.
God.
And I keep a dildo comfortably shoved up my ass.
This is why I don't ski. That kind of sight just makes me bleh.
Fuck no, I don't wear shit like that.
Did you have to throw the dildo in? Did you really have to go there with the whole dildo and the ass thing?
That's the direction you were going with all that. Seriously.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was.
So you're going up to Nubs Knob, which has a freakish name as it is. Nubs Knob, really? I mean, couldn't they come up with something else? Nubs Knob.
No, I'll agree with you that the name alone is a little bit off. Nubs Knob. It's almost like
freakish.
Borderline. Yeah, absolutely.
And the other place is Boyne. Did you say?
Boyne Highlands. Yeah.
Boyne Highlands. Now, what's the difference between the Highlands and the mountain?
One is pretty good. The other one's pretty okay.
Okay, which is which?
Boyne Highlands is pretty okay.
Boyne Mountain's the tits, the badass. What's the deal with that?
Boyne Mountain's a better hill. Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
More runs, better runs, steeper runs. What?
Yeah, steeper runs, more advanced runs.
Now, are they close to each other?
Boyne Highlands and Boyne Mountain, they're about a half hour apart. But
far?
Yeah, but the reason we're skiing Boyne Highlands is because Boyne Highlands and Nubs Knob are right across the street from each other. And the condo we're staying at is right in front of Nub's Knob, so it's like right there. So it's very. I've actually never skied Boyne Highlands before because of everything I've heard about it, is that somebody who skis at the level I ski at, it's going to be kind of boring.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have a very lovely time.
Well, but see, that's the thing, and we're going to be skiing there on Sunday, so we're not even going to ski a full day, because we got to drive, fucking 4 hours home, so.
Vulvas typically vary between women, but most vaginas look alike.
I disagree. I've seen several vaginas in my lifetime, and they all look different. Well, wait a minute. Maybe just the area outside of the vagina looks different.
I think, that's why it says the vulva varies between women, but most vaginas look alike.
Yeah, the labias definitely look different.
Here's something that I'd be interested in seeing the entire list. The vagina has over 1,000 nicknames. 1,000 nicknames.
Well, if you're counting different languages, yeah, I can see that.
Including passion flower, pink pearl, yaya, fish taco, crotch mackerel, cod canal, fish factory, fuzzy lap flounder, tuna town, penis penitentiary. I'm not going to say this one. Pocket. Yanni, warehouse of warmth, warm Slurpee, the V thing, apple pie, and yum yum.
There's only like about 4 of those things that you said there that was something that would pop up on my list.
Yeah, I know there's a couple that were different. Huh.
Yeah. Actually, far from normal, I would say. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention to the football that's been happening this season?
In terms of what? Pro, college?
Let's go with pro.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Have you been watching it? Have you been paying attention?
No. The older I get, the less I give a shit.
Okay, because I'm at the exact same point. I can honestly say I have not watched any football this season. I haven't watched a fucking game. I flipped on the channel the one day when the Lions were playing, and I saw like maybe 3 plays, and that's it. And I'm sick of every time I go to fucking work, everyone talking about, it's like, oh, can you believe Alabama did this? Can you believe Notre Dame did that? Oh my gosh, Michigan dropped the ball. The fucking Lions did this. I'm like, where do people have the time to sit around and do nothing?
Well, that's the thing that finally got to me, is that you sit around for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon, your only day off, and watch the Lions fuck up a football game. It's a waste of time.
I stopped watching the Lions play football 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I remember you telling me that. I still watch them, but I'll like watch them between commercials of something else. Life's too damn short to worry about all of it. And here's the thing I get a kick out of is these guys that I truly think are trying to live out their childhood fantasies by acting like they know everything about. And I think that's why they follow these sports so intensely, is that it allows them to live and be the person that they couldn't be growing up. They think that they had a shot at being a pro. Well, they didn't. And I think it just makes them feel like big men. And
I'll agree with that a little bit, because that's how I feel about baseball. Because I absolutely love baseball.
Yeah, so do I.
And for me, I'll watch at least 90 games a year of the Tigers. At least that.
It's a lot of games.
It's quite a few, and my wife gets pissed because she goes, every night there's a game. I'm like, well, yeah, they only got
season.
like maybe during baseball season there's like only 2, maybe 3 nights off a week, but yeah, there's a game every fucking day.
That's right.
And I'm gonna watch all of them. And maybe that's a big part of me too why I don't watch football anymore, because it's like it was like a juggling act. I'm not gonna demand watching baseball all the time,
Right.
and say, okay, I'm gonna watch football too.
Yeah.
So
No, I understand that. You know, growing up, I was a good athlete. I played up until high school. I played football. I played baseball. I played soccer. I played golf. What's the other one? Basketball. And I was more than adequate at it. I was good in all of them. And when I went to high school, I thought about playing basketball. Shied away from it because I had skills, but I didn't feel I was strong enough to play on the team. I went to a City of Flint school that had incredible talent. I was going to play football, but it conflicted with golf, and golf has been my passion my whole life, so I played that. I didn't play baseball, even though I wanted to, because I just wanted to focus on some other things, like, well, I won't mention. But, you know, I don't care. I don't give a shit about what really, at the end of the day, I don't care what happened to the Tigers. I want them to win. I enjoy watching them. But you know what? They're not going to change my life. They're not going to change your life. They're fun to watch from time to time. I'd rather do other things that are productive in my life. I'd rather spend time with my wife and my family than to mess around with all that bullshit all the time. So, yeah, these people that, you know, a couple of guys around me at work, oh, man, did you see that last night? Unbelievable. I don't give a shit. Guys, talk amongst yourself. I could care less.
it really does drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And you know, the other thing that pisses me off, and you and I talked about this this past season here, is the Tigers made it to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
One of our coworkers who indulged himself in buying all these playoff tickets because, whatever, I got extra money to spend, I'm going to spend it and
go have a
buy
good
all
time.
these playoff tickets. And you and I talked about it, it's like, how many games did this guy watch throughout the year? And does he truly give a shit? No, they hit the fucking playoffs. I've got the coin. I'm going to spend it to take some girl that I'm not even going to fuck at the end of the night. You know, it just, I don't know.
And you know, that's the time when it's the most exciting. Now, playoff anything, the excitement level's over the top. But you know, I was thinking while you were talking, when I was younger, and I was watching every baseball game, every football game, and I'm not talking about just the Lions and the Tigers. I mean, if there was anybody playing, I was watching it, because that was, you know, I played it a lot, and my dad didn't give two shits about watching sports on TV, other than, you know, he'd watch the occasional Lions game, Tigers game, but he really didn't care. And I thought, I remember saying to myself, I will never be like him. I will always, regardless of how old I am, I will tune in and watch sports.
You're going to care about it, yeah.
And guess what? He had it right. I don't. I could care less. And I'm so glad I don't. Too many other exciting things to do in my life than to waste hours and hours sitting in front of the TV watching really anything.
No, I got a serious
Other than
question
Good Morning
for you, though,
America.
now.
I love watching Good Morning America. But
well, yeah,
what's
we got
the serious
Ginger Z
question?
there. Oh, I love Ginger Z.
What's your serious question to ask?
No, you were talking about how golf is your sport.
Yeah.
Are you, you're going for the senior U.S. Open this year?
Yeah, I'll do that again this year. Yeah, I did it last year, and I will attempt with success this year.
Now, what's the process with that? You just got the one qualifier you have to do, or you have two qualifiers?
No, for this, it's just one qualifier. They hold it at...
Now, how does that qualifier work? Do you have to finish, like, in a certain, like, certain level, like the top 10, or...
No, no, they don't go that deep. Usually it's a top. Depends on the location. Some locations might have 2 spots available. Some might have 6, 7, or 8 spots available. And it depends on the strength of the field, which these locations that have former PGA Tour members playing in the qualifiers, they're obviously going to have more available spots because they're looking to put the players with somewhat name recognition and the experience. They're looking to put those type of players into the Senior Open.
Right.
So last year when I went to a place in Powell, Ohio, which is down by Columbus, and there was 4 spots available there, and then they have alternates, in case somebody backs out for whatever reason. But
how'd you finish there?
24th. It was. It wasn't pretty.
How big was the
field?
field?
Real well.
No.
100 and 140, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood. But yeah, I made the turn even par after missing a few putts that really should have dropped. But that's golf, and had a couple of tough breaks on the back nine that took me out of it. So then put me in a position where I had to make up ground with 4 holes to play. So I tried to pull off a few things that were very high risk shots that if I'd ever been rewarded, might have put me back in a good position. But it was one of those positions I had to do it. I had to go for some things that were a little risky, quite risky, and they didn't pay off. So hey, anyway, that's what happens. That's the thing about it. You get one round, and anybody, the best in the world, have rounds where they don't play well, and it happens. So no heartbreak. I'll just do it again next year. But it's a hoot, man. I love it. It's a ball. It's a rush. Really, it is. So
yeah, it truly is exciting doing everything. Something you really enjoy doing, because like, for example, with me with skiing, I got to go out racing again last night for the first time.
Yeah.
Which was like the first time in 6 years. I was talking to my dad about it last night, because it's like, and it was funny because there was another kid on our team who he hasn't raced in like years, and I forget his reason why, but anyway, he hasn't raced in 6 years either. But we're getting back to it, and it's just like, it's so much fun. And like, I am so sore today because like my shoulders and my arms from hitting the gates.
Yeah.
They're black and blue, but it just and I tell you what, I had some good fucking runs.
Did you?
I'm only 2 seconds off the fastest guy of the night.
Really?
Which 2 seconds. I mean,
who was the fastest guy of the night? Was it your dad?
No, actually, my dad was 7th.
You beat the old man?
No, he was 8th overall. No, did I? No, fuck no. I was nowhere close to beating him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I say 2 seconds off, I mean there was like about 40 guys in between us there.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I didn't think about that. 2 seconds.
Yeah,
2 seconds is an eternity in that sport.
Yeah, you have to think Olympic time, where it's like, okay, we have to talk tenths.
Right. That's right.
Because it's like, okay, I can finish in 19.75 seconds, but the person who finished in 19.63 won everything, and I got nothing.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But 2 seconds, I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, there's a couple things.
For not doing it in 6 years.
I mean, because it's all in the start. I can come out of the start gate faster. I got a half second I can pick up there. If I put on a GS suit, everyone says I'm going to pick a half a second to 3/4 of a second there. Okay, so there's 1 second. And the other second, that's just practice. Mm-hmm. Because I was hitting gates late, so I got it. I got 7 weeks. By the end of the 7 weeks, I'm going to be finishing in the top 5.
That'd be great.
And I'll be happy about it.
Yep. Well, that's the nice thing. You got a goal. You you're competitive. Never say die. Just go get better. You know, that's why I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, do my morning, constitutional on the porcelain thing there. And then I come downstairs and I've got my driving range set up in the basement, and I hit balls for half an hour. Got my net, got my mat, and I hit.
You do that every morning?
Not every morning. Depends. If I get up and I'm kind of sluggish, or I get up maybe hit the snooze a couple extra times, I won't. But then I usually get a few minutes in the evening, so I'll hit balls all winter, and you have to. I mean, it's you can't go all winter without.
Now, I'm a little curious about the putting situation here.
Yeah.
Because as a very amateur golfer, and amateur by the terms of I'm not a golfer at all.
Okay.
I'm a person who can pick. I got golf clubs and I'll go out and do that. You and I stopped at the golf shop the other day.
Yeah.
And we picked up some putters, and I showed you a putter that I currently own.
Yeah.
And we're taking some practice shots there. And you're just grabbing putters up, random putters off the fucking shelf, and taking shots, and you were sinking them. Mm-hmm. Every putter you grabbed. And I mean, how do you do that?
Well,
I mean,
here's what it is with putters.
You just know how to line. I mean, you just know how to line it up. I mean, because I'm taking the same shots you're taking, and I'm missing it. So either I got the bad eyesight at it, or you just know the proper way to line it up. I mean, what is it with that? How do you do that? Because I watch you do it like with 4 or 5 different putters.
It's the stroke. I mean, you could take a block of wood, and if you stroke it right, get it on line, you're going to make it, with the right speed. It's really, putters are, there is scientific elements to a putter, depending on your stroke. All putters have a slight loft to them. A lot of people think they're just dead flat. They're not. They have, 1, 2, 3 degrees of loft, so that it actually doesn't push the ball down to the ground. It actually skips right off of the bat. But depending on your stroke, the quicker the ball comes into a dead roll, the better the ball's going to roll, the better putter you're going to be. When you get right down to the finite parts of the whole putting process. But having said all that, if you have a nice fluid back and through stroke, you can make a putt with anything. And the big key with putting is, you're right. I took a few different putters. I made a lot of putts. Some of the long ones, I just kept draining them. But
I think it's knowing how do you know the line?
I couldn't.
How do you line it up?
Well,
that's the part. That's the part I don't get.
If you get your feet lined up on your intended target line, you can square then the putter face up at a 90 degree with the imaginary line your feet are creating, right? Or something to that effect. But the big thing with putters is what turns your eyes on. If I look down at something and I don't like the way it looks in my hand or on the ground behind the ball, I won't. I could make 100 putts in a row, and I probably would never buy it because it doesn't please my eye. That's a big part of it, is what feels good, looks good to you. It can be the ugliest thing on the planet, but if it looks good to you, that's a big thing. Golf's a lot. Golf's visual, and the equipment has to fit right, feel right, and look right to your eye. So.
I tell you what, the fact that you are a very good golfer, I love that. I love that I have a friend that's a very good golfer, because like most of my friends are, either like me, they're hack golfers, or they've got their good days and their bad days.
Right.
But the thing about golf that drives me nuts is everything that people tell me about it that is absolutely true. For example, like my grandfather taught me this. you line up for your shot, and if you lay a club down at your feet to touch your toes, wherever that's pointing, that's the direction of your shot.
That's your alignment. That doesn't mean that's where the ball's going to go.
Correct, but that's where you're lined up to go.
Correct, yes.
So I'll try to do that.
Yeah.
And I've taken shots, and a shot that feels well, and I'll watch where it goes. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? And then I'll put the club down at my feet. Okay, this is where I was lined up at. And where I thought I was lined up at is nowhere near the direction of where it was. It's just, I just can't do it. I can't look out there and say, okay, let's line up directly. I've been working on it. Everyone tells me, you know, line up behind the ball. Like if you're going to tee up the ball,
Yeah.
put the tee down, look at where the flag is, stand behind it, and walk up towards it. And I've been doing that the past couple of years, and truthfully, that has made a difference.
All right. Well, you're missing one key element to that. You've got, and yes, you should have a pre-shot routine. You do with everything, but when you're standing behind, and it doesn't have to be a teed up ball. It can be any shot you're hitting anywhere. Okay. You stand behind it. You visualize that ball taking off, going towards your target. Right. That's part of that pre-shot routine process. Then the big thing for lining up is that you want to look at the ball, look at your target, and then somewhere between where the ball lies and where the target is, you want to pick something out on the ground. It might be a leaf, it might be a discolored piece of grass, and if you can find something ideally within 10 feet from the ball, okay, that you go, okay, there's a leaf right there. That leaf is right, just a little bit to the right of my target. Now when you get up to set up to the ball, you align yourself to that leaf. Okay, it's a lot easier to line yourself to something 10 feet in front of you than it is to something 180 yards out ahead of you.
That makes so much
See what
fucking
I'm saying?
sense.
So you line yourself up close, and then go ahead with your thing. That's a big plus right there. That makes a big difference.
Yeah,
So,
you know, it's so funny because, you know, like golf is one of those things. I think my grandfather used to have something about there. It's like, you know, about the golf swing, about there's 182 things you have to think about through every swing.
right.
You know, which is so funny. But there's certain things about it, and like in recent years, like with the apps that you have on the phone with golf, you know, it's amazing because I am a shitty golfer, and I have no problem admitting that. But the fact that I have the app that gives me the yards exactly where I'm at, and the fact that I know that this is the club I should be hitting. I may not hit this club right, but this is the right club.
Yeah, it gives you assistance.
I have golfed so much better just knowing the proper club to pull out of my bag.
Oh, sure.
And it's just, and it's so funny, you know, just for you to just that little tip you just gave me just now. That's going to knock at least, you know,
It helps.
one stroke off my game.
That will help. Guarantee it will help. Yep.
Oh, motherfucker.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'd love to keep chatting, but got to get up early to work tomorrow,
I know, it's getting late.
and it's getting late. So let's wrap it up. We'll do it again next time. I don't know, next week, couple days, maybe tomorrow.
Possibly. I like it.
All right. See ya.